Imagine this. You're at the airport, passport in hand, ready for a flight that could change your future. The air smells of coffee and jet fuel. Travelers rush past with rolling suitcases, and your heart pounds with excitement. But just as you're about to clear security, an officer stares at you, then frowns. He signals for you to step aside. Suddenly, all eyes are on you. Whispers ripple through the line. And in that moment, your dream trip turns into a nightmare. This is the story of Marcus Williams, a young black man who faced humiliation at an international airport until he revealed a skill so extraordinary, the very officers who mocked him froze in shock. Because Marcus didn't just speak English. He spoke 8 languages. Marcus was 28 years old, a brilliant software engineer from Atlanta. For years, he'd poured himself into his work, late nights coding, weekends solving problems most people couldn't even begin to understand. And it had paid off. His company had chosen him to represent them at a global technology summit in Geneva, Switzerland, an honor reserved for only the brightest. He dressed the part, a navy blazer, crisp white shirt, polished shoes. He carried only a slim leather bag and his passport. To Marcus, this was routine. He'd traveled before, and everything felt smooth until the passport checkpoint. That's where it began. The officer glanced at his passport, then back at Marcus. His eyes narrowed. "Where are you going?" he asked flatly. "To Geneva," Marcus replied, "for a technology conference." The officer leaned back in his chair, unconvinced. "And what exactly do you do?" "I'm a software engineer," Marcus said, keeping his tone calm. But instead of stamping the passport, the officer smirked and motioned for backup. "Step aside. We need to run a few checks." Marcus's stomach tightened. Around him, passengers watched as he was escorted away. Some shook their heads, others whispered. He felt the sting of their judgment before a single word was spoken. Inside the holding area, the questions came fast. Who paid for this trip? Why are you traveling alone? Do you really work where you say you do? One officer even held Marcus's passport up to the light, muttering, "Doesn't look real to me." Marcus showed his company ID, his hotel reservation, his conference invitation, but nothing was enough. One officer scoffed. "You expect us to believe you're flying across the world for business? At your age? Doesn't add up." Marcus clenched his fists. He had felt prejudice before, but this was different. This was open humiliation. He sat there, breathing deeply, thinking, and then it struck him. Nothing he said in English would convince them. They didn't want proof. They didn't want answers. They wanted to believe he didn't belong. So Marcus made a choice. He leaned forward, locked eyes with the officer, and spoke. Not in English, but in perfect, flawless French. Je suis ingénieur logiciel. Mon entreprise of finance mon voyage. I am a software engineer. My company financed my trip. The officer blinked, stunned. Before he could respond, Marcus switched to German. Ich bin hier, um in eine Konferenz teilzunehmen. Hier sind meine Unterlagen. I'm here to attend a conference. Here are my documents. Then came Italian, then Spanish, then Arabic, then Mandarin, then Russian, and finally, Swahili. 8 languages, 8 flawless transitions, 8 reminders that brilliance cannot be measured by skin color. The room went silent. The officers exchanged nervous glances. Travelers outside the glass wall pressed closer, whispering in shock. Some even began recording on their phones. And then the head of airport security stormed in. "What's going on here?" he demanded. The passengers explained how Marcus had been singled out, doubted, humiliated. How he had calmly responded by showing a mastery of languages that none of them expected. The head officer turned to Marcus. "May I see your documents?" Marcus handed them over. Again, this time, they were reviewed carefully. Within minutes, everything checked out. His passport, valid. His invitation, authentic. His hotel, confirmed. The head officer's face reddened. "Mr. Williams, I sincerely apologize for this. You are free to go." But Marcus wasn't finished. He stood tall, his voice steady. "You judged me before you knew me. You didn't see my qualifications. You didn't see my skills. You only saw my skin. And now, the world is watching. Marcus boarded his flight, but his story didn't end there. By the time the plane landed, videos of him speaking 8 languages had already spread across social media. Headlines blared, "Black man harassed at airport shock security by speaking 8 languages." Within days, Marcus became a viral sensation. People praised his composure, his brilliance, his ability to turn humiliation into triumph. He was invited to speak at universities and conferences, not just about technology, but about diversity, bias, and the power of resilience. And the officers? They were investigated, disciplined, and retrained. Their actions became a cautionary tale for airports everywhere. Marcus's story is more than just a viral moment. It is a lesson, a reminder that prejudice blinds people from the truth, that intelligence and dignity cannot be measured by appearance, and that sometimes the very person you underestimate may speak more languages than you'll ever understand.